Hi, Mary. Well, what a statement. I think what you see now in the world is broken people, basically, and we don't we no longer have any powers, and once upon a time the democracy that we respect no longer exists. You only need to look at the internal problem where today you've got once upon a time, shall I say, our grandparents. If we were rude to our grandparents, we would get a smack in the mouth or a clap around the head, and it would put us in place. Today's children in the UK, they don't only swear at their parents, they even spit in their parents' face. So, and on television. So we've reached a point there is, the whole family basically is falling apart, and the society is, they're the one in a sense who manage the system, and by making laws that you can't hit your children in one way, they'd sort one problem out and create another. And but what I'm just trying to get at is that is the foundation that is going wrong. But if you look at the broader picture, it's a society itself. It's, in a sense, that is being destroyed, because the people that runs the society, when they see basically when the human being, when he reached to a point where his own kids can spit in his face, they can do even much more, and the only thing to deter them is the so-called media, and we know the media now is basically bought by the big corporates, and the media will only publish what they have to publish or what it suits them to publish. So the greater evil that runs us, basically, they can behave how they want because they know the press won't print anything that any wrong that they've done. They depend on something like YouTube to expose them, and once it's exposed on the internet, then they will publish in their paper and put it on the TV as big news. But it's a big news that's taken place a few minutes after that is the people are talking about it. So I think how you feel about us, the human race, is I think it's quite understanding. We have become this nothing basically. But what you look at us, when you look at the human being now, is nothing. He basically comes out here, he listens to one thing and he shoots out his ear, on the other hand he doesn't have any feelings attached to what he's listening to. When I saw your video, it hit me straight away, something that I'm going through myself and how I feel about these humans that I love and care for, and they have become nothing. They're nothing but just a breeding machine, eating machine, and they have got no substance anymore. But of course, when you talk about people, we're talking about ourselves and all, because we are part of the equation. It's no use of looking at other people and think it's all them and it's not us. We have become a part of the equation. We have tolerated and accepted and allowed this to happen, and we've reached a point now we could start wars on lies, and thousands of people dying on lies, and we've allowed it all to happen. Nobody's come up in arms and stopped it on the mark and said, no, this is not what Christianity or Muslim or whatever is all about. This, stop it immediately. We can't have this amongst educated and civilized people? How can all these people be dying and all over alive? No matter who is lying, either side is wrong for allowing this amount of people to die. And if in some way more us than anybody else, because all these conspiracy theories, there's a big bunch that belongs to that lot that would protect it, and here there's another bunch that belong to another lot that will protect them and stand up for them. So it's all the time in our society. If it's not religion, it's politics. If not politics, it's something else. Always this is yin and yang. No logic attached to it all. When we can all look at the logic, we become immune to the logic of what it's all about. We shrug our shoulders and say, well, it's happened now. We've got to see it through. It's like hanging somebody, and you've decided as the rope comes down, it's too late. There's nothing you can do because they're coming off the gallows, and nobody's running underneath the gallows to stop this person from hanging. It's too late now. It's so annoying and so mad. I know that my situation that I'm going through. You talk to people, you get a bunch of sorries. Like typical of all what I've experienced in my life. What can you do? Shoulders are shrugged, and it's like we're so helpless, and we're even more helpless now when to think that we've allowed some terrible things to happen, and we're still shrugging our shoulders. These theories about how can all these two towers fall down, just two planes crashing into it, another third building, like it couldn't take the bloody ground movement of the other two falling down, and it's collapsed on its own. So nobody's stopping the whole scene, running under the gallows to stop this guy from falling down, as if we are like a bunch of zombies. Well, probably we are. We are probably some kind of zombies. We've allowed the people that rule us to have so much of power that we know our legal system now is totally corrupted. If you care enough to enter a link in Google asking for any personal injury cases or anything like that, and when you read about how judges are judging cases today when they have investments in the company that they're working on the case, where they're sitting down judging a case, and all the time they have interest in the in the company involved because they got shares in the company, and it's terrifying to think we've reached a point where you can come on the internet and it's published on the internet. It just falls on deaf ears that when they're publishing that in the UK, 6 of every 10 solicitors is corrupted, and that is giving it quite a good innings. I personally think 99.9% of solicitors are corrupted in this country today. Not to say corrupted to the point where they enter the scene corrupted, but they know the scenario that has been going on between insurance companies and judges and whatnot. There's too much of back talking, and we know that, as people, if you're reasonably intelligent, you know that if you happen to have to go to court for some sort of injuries, is like once in a lifetime you may have a major injury. So the solicitor that you employ is not going to, in my case, they're not going to see me once in every 58 years, I hope, and I was hoping that I never have to ever see them. But these people dealing with insurance company day in and day out. They're in court all the time with these people. They're little buddies with these people. And yet our legal system depends on these buddies to give us justice. It just can't happen, you know. Fair enough, you know, you might get a few of them. This is another thing you need to look at. The amount of cases I've been through, like witnesses for friends who had major accidents, and it'd make me sick when the judge stands up and looks at the defendants and say, justice has got to be seen to be done, you know. Justice has got to be seen to be done. You know, we've reached the point that we accept that logic, you know. It's got to be seen. We don't produce justice anymore. It's got to only be seen to be done. So, you know, as long as you can hustle the whole thing behind closed doors and amongst each other, and when it appears in court, as long as it's seen to be done, it's cool, you know. And we have accepted that, you know, the foundation of whole democracy that is built on decency and justice no longer exists anymore, and we're still sitting here. We probably will enter another war soon, you know, over, you know, we know that all our rulers and all, they can't be trusted. They're a pack of liars. That goes for both sides, not only our side. The other side is just the same, because they've managed to exploit people to the extreme where they can't get away with these things. They can tell us a pack of lies, take us to war, and we come back out from war, we've lost thousands of people, and we knew it was all in a pack of lies, but we shrugged our shoulder and waiting for the next round, you know. But I've been meaning to do my next video on something like this, but I'm so glad I came across this statement of yours, which, you know, prompted me to, you know, show you that there's a lot of us, even though we seem to be zombies on here, but there is a few of us that know what's happening and do care a great deal. Yeah, it must be awful when you... I know I have first-hand experience myself when you come on here trying to communicate with people. You know, you lose a percentage of, you know, huge percentage if you're against religion, if you're against their line of politics, and if you're against part of the conspiracy that's going around, or you know, if you doubt the society, you know, all the time you're losing, you know, people on here. So it shows that this is a typical place to see. You know, when you come out your door, you don't see it, but on here you do. You know, you see it all, but you got to be able to read between the lines that you're going to lose a lot of people by saying certain things, and you get what they call haters on here. But I don't believe they're haters. I think they're put on here by groups of people that have interests that you're working against. You know, and they're planted here to deviate the directions you're heading in, or to put people off from dealing with you. And it's all very logical, the human mentality. We're nothing brilliant about us. The only thing brilliant about us is how we manage to undermine our fellow man. That's the only thing brilliant about us, and that's not sacred, you know. We wasn't put here to undermine our fellow man. We were put here to be able to unite with each other. But unfortunately, we failed at that totally. The only thing we achieve is to divide our fellow man, and you know, to create a society that basically he's talking to a brick wall. You know, the only thing that is ruling is the media. You know, you switch on the TV, the gods of our society, if they got something to say to you, they have straight access into your front room. minute you know, if you put the radio on, they're already there telling you what they want you to know. And I suppose whichever country you go to, you know, you Iranian or Iraqi, you know, they're all this animal that rulers all have the same mentality. They know they can use their people. They know they've got the media machine to tell their people what they want their people to believe in. Well, what I think is the whole infrastructure. When you look at the infrastructure, like we have the Official Secrets Act, you know. The thing is basically where's the logic, you know, in an Official Secret Act? Basically, what you know, they're saying to us, like, you know, there's certain secrets we need to keep that we can't let the public know about it. But just imagine, you know, if you treat it as a business, you know, if you employed somebody to work for you in your company, and he decides that he's pinched from you, or he's cheated you, or whatever, and he's created this little tool, you know, within your business that you own, that he covers himself, because he says there's certain things he can't tell you because you might want to boot him out the bloody door and throw him into the bloody lake, you know. And but that's what this Official Secrets Act is all about. It's like the logic of it just doesn't, you know, stand at all. Where this people that we so-called vote, I don't vote, but you lot do, vote into power. They can tell a pack of lies, cheat you, whatever they want to, and you won't know about it till 40, 50, 60 years down the line, when some politician decide to release these files or whatever. I don't know how it actually works nowadays, but by then this person is long dead and gone, you know. And of course we're taught you can't blame their children, you know, even though they're driving around in their Rolls Royce and got their big mansion on these nasty things their parents have done. Oh no, we can't blame their kids. They you know, it's not their kids' fault that they've become multi-billionaires on these nasty things their parents done. Oh, that's cool, you know. And that's the mentality. That is the logic, you know. So, and the thing is, we operate it, and of course, because we operate it, the third world countries think their rulers and leaders think, well, if it's good enough for these people, it's good enough for us. You know, what a wonderful system. We do the same to our people. You know, we can behave however we want to. You know, and we'll keep it under the Official Secrets Act. We'll let them know when we're long dead and gone, like we were an arsehole to them, you know. You know, we cheated them and bloody lied to them, whatever, but it's too late. By the time they find out, we'll be gone. You know, our kids will be able to roll in the money and enjoy themselves and have a lot of fun. And it'll happen again, you know, because there's nobody who's come along and say to them, you know, we know you've turned us into zombies, and we know we're a bunch of assholes now, and no wonder we don't like each other. We can't stand the bloody side of each other anymore. Anyway, I'm sure you're a wonderful person, Mary. See, I better end this now.